Hi, Tanya. Okay, I had a little problem. I had two cameras running and I couldn't get one to stop. So I'll wait till everybody joins us. There goes the glue. Hi, Anne Marie. Set my little thing up here to the side. Hi, Tiffany. How are you doing? I'm glad you joined me tonight. And tonight we are going to do part 2 of the Advent. One thing I want to show you is I want to show you a couple things tonight that you'll need if you're making it along with me. Hi, Diane. So I'm using my hot glue gun. Any hot glue gun will work. Now we should get to this point, the crackle, and I will not have, it won't be super dry. I'll just show you a little bit with the true snow. A lot of different snows that you can get out there. You don't have to use this one. There's a sparkle one. You can get them at Joann's. These I don't carry at Country Craft Creations, and I'm getting more of the texture paste. This is the crackle. It doesn't have to be the crackle, and it can be just the snow. So you can use either one. And you can even use you can use other stuff for snow. It doesn't have to be those. And of course, we did the piece from last week, and I'll be doing a hot glue gun. And I want to show you the stars. They're not in on the website. They just now came in. I mean, the packaging is still cold, especially if you're using the. And I was going to not forget the name. It's the Echo Park. It's the one with the nativity, and I want to show you what you can do with these the Sizzix stars. We've got the stars, the trees, and I've got some smaller circles that came in. So the trees are already on the website. I'll get the smaller ones. I think the smaller domes are. And these are going to be perfect for the star if you're going to do the one with Echo Park's nativity scene. So tonight, Tanya did a beautiful job. There is the cutting guide, and it is posted in Scrapbookers. And I went ahead and I put my knobs on. I told you last week I was going to get all my knobs on. And those are the 3/8 of an inch that you can pick up I pick them up at Hobby Lobby. They're 3/8 of an inch. And with Santa's little helper, hi Molly, I chose to leave mine plain. And then on the feet, so I did get the large barrel, and I've had these actually, the large barrel spools. They're the 1/4 inch, and that's what I used for the legs. Now I did use 5 because I wanted support in the middle. Excuse me. And then I'll show you kind of how it will stand. Sorry, yeah, Tanya, sorry, I just followed wrong. Tanya has not posted the cutting guide for part 2. So I'll give you those and show you what you need. Now, remember, there was 2 sizes of boxes. This is the smaller box. So if you're using the smaller boxes, you'll want 2 pieces of lightweight chipboard, 2 7/8. And I did 7 inches long because they're going to be too high. I went with the 8 inch that I did on the other, and it was just too high for the size of the box. I felt it was too high. It didn't look correct. Now, if you've got the larger, then they are the 2 7/8 by 8. So these are just an inch shorter. Cardstock to wrap. And I do have to just cut mine down. It's 5. It should be 5 by 9. Oh, it is. I did it correctly. 5 by 9. You want 2 pieces. Goodness, don't swallow wrong. That's the roof, and we need to make the roof. Then we need that flap that's on the back that hides our unfinished drawers. And my chipboard for the smaller size is 7 inches by 7.5. So I want you, though, to take your box, just measure side to side. It should fit just on the inside because we're going to wrap this. And it will flip up so that the drawers can move. You can't glue it down unless you're able to get your chipboard bigger and off to the side, which I didn't do. So we're going to connect it with the hinge at the top. So mine's 7 by 7.5. If you have the bigger boxes, it should be 8 by 8, but measure side to side, top and bottom. Then I did choose the same because I just love these. So I already cut one down, and I'm going to show you how I had to cut the border off because it needed to be smaller for this one. And I'll use those two, one on the outside and one on the inside. And we're going to start with this back panel, and I also want to wrap it. I grabbed red. Why did I? Oh, the reason I'm doing the hinge in red, so that it hides better underneath this little panel. And right now, this is just 3 inches by 7.5. I'll end up cutting it because it needs to match this piece because it's going to hide underneath there here in the back. So it looks like I cut the wrong piece of cardstock to wrap this in, but I'm going to go ahead and keep it red since it's already cut. And mine is 9 inches by 9.5. So it's just going to be 2 inches, an inch all the way around, just like when you wrapped your mini albums. And I'm just going to use glue this time to put this down. And again, I just want 1 inch all the way around. And so I'll just add my art glitter glue to this to wrap. I'm going to take, this is a bigger piece. Looks like I just put it on the wrong side. Okay, mine's going to be off. I should have turned it. It's okay. We're not going to see that. And I don't think I can. No, we're not going to rip it off. And when we're wrapping the chipboard, if you have a 1/2 inch, you're good. You'll be fine. It's just nice to make sure it's 1 inch so you have plenty of space to hide the matting. The matting, fits over there and hides it. Hi, Denise. How are you? How are you? Can't talk tonight either. And as you know, we have the new puppy, Homer, but he's doing really good. In fact, I don't know where he's actually in his doggy playpen because he got in trouble. Oh, he's out. So if I have to stop and get him, I won't be gone long. Okay. I don't use glue a lot when wrapping my chipboard because it tends to move a little bit, but for this, we're good. Yes, happy Thanksgiving to everyone. We actually did our Sunday, so I don't know what Thursday will bring, and I know a lot of you, are, of course, getting together with your family, but I might be popping on live. Who knows? We did our Sunday. We had some birthdays, and we had some grandkids going to other grandparents flying for their first time. So we thought, let's do it Sunday, and with the parents working. Mine's wonky because I did fold it wrong, but I'm still not got triangles instead of squares, but I'll still cut them out. Yeah, this one, he's trying to get into paper, and actually he's pulling some paper off of a bin right now. So he's starting to fill his oats. I don't know where Wilbur went. So, like I said, no matter the outcome, just cut out your either triangles or your squares. They're not triangles, they're rectangles. And then miter corners. See, when you use glue, it kind of lifts. That's why I don't do my album covers. I'm using glue. I like to use the sheets. So when we are all done, I'll see if Tanya's not busy, she'll post all these measurements. If not, we'll get them to you by tomorrow. She's pretty quick. She's probably do them right now as I'm live, knowing Tanya. Well, I'm not going to worry about that. I noticed I didn't quite get it over that edge. Okay, Homer, you can't do that, honey. Come here. You're not in trouble. Come here. Oh, no, come here. You were not hurt. Come say hello. Can you say hello? See that heart on his head? Ah, okay. Now we got him away from the cord. You go see the girls. He has that heart on his head, which is pretty amazing. And he's pretty good. Okay, we'll get our small side down. Readjusted. Then because this it really doesn't take a lot of cardstock or anything, I'm going to mat the back and I'm going to mat the front because you want to cover this. Now when I mat the back, so I have the one piece cut, I will be using this also. It'll go on kind of upside down, but we want to put the hinge on first before we do any of the other matting, even the front side. So now that we have it wrapped, we want to take the piece that is going to go on the top. Girls, can you get him? I'm so sorry. Take him up to Bebop. I just muted the camera. He's getting everything. Okay. So remember, we have that piece that sits on top. So do measure that. So mine's 7 1/4. So this is 3 inches. Hi, Linda. And I'm going to cut it down to 7 1/4. We're going to score on the 3-inch at the top at 1.5. Going to go ahead and angle those. I want them to hide even better under everything. I didn't take much off at all. Now I'm going to put my box down. I want to make sure I'm putting the hinge on the correct side, because if I did it this side, it's not going to be usable. Okay. It's just going to be on the inside here, and it's going to be shorter because this is 7.5 wide. Excuse me, 7.5 wide. And the scored edge needs to go at the top. We need to attach this to the top of the box. And then that will give us that hinge so our drawers can move. So let's go ahead and burnish it both directions so it is already moving well for us. And again, I've got about I've almost got 1/4 inch on each side. I'm going to add the adhesive. Making sure it's at the top. Before we connect this on, though, we do want to do the matting. If we don't do the matting, it's going to be very difficult. One green. I guess I did only cut the one. So make sure it fits. Let me give you the size. I cut mine 7 3/8 by 6 7/8. So 7 3/8 by 6 7/8, and I'll cut another piece. That's going to be on the front. So what we have to do now is cut. If you're using from the 8x8 sheet, and if you're just using plain, that's okay too. The thing to remember is this will go on upside down. So when this is flipped up, it won't be like my prototype. It'll come upwards. Now, are you going to see it? Probably not. It's just for fun. It's the cover you need. Or do you want to use the back side and then maybe put some photos on there? You can do that too. You still could put photos over this. So I want to now cut down the second piece. So this is going to go on the front. Because this is smaller, I had to cut it down more than on the original box. You won't have to cut as much on the original box. You'll get more of this border because it's bigger if you use bigger boxes. But like I said, these boxes, this is the bigger one. You can see I had more of the green, but the bigger ones are no longer available. That's And it's not really a big size difference, as you can see, but it's enough that it takes off about an inch. And see, that was upside down. I didn't mean for that to be upside down. Oh, and I lost a drawer. Let me tell you really quick what happened here. Where'd my drawer go? That's the weirdest thing. Okay, Tanya worked really hard to get us some numbers, and they were so little that, and if we went bigger, they looked silly. She wasn't able to on the Cricut because it made them, well, they wouldn't cut. So I did hand draw mine on with a brown marker, and I need to talk to, in our group, was it Tina that did? She did the older style, and she has darling numbers. I need to see where she got them. They're pretty little. I think she may have written hers on too. So that is one thing that you might have to do, is hand write the numbers on, unless you can find some really small stickers. And I'd really like to know where that drawer went. Isn't that crazy? Okay. My piece is 7 1/4 wide and 6 3/4 long. So I'm going to get the small cutter out so I can show you. Again, we're going to go across. So we want to bring this down to 7 1/4. I'm not going to cut it all at once because you want it to be centered. So I'm going to start at 8. Of course, it's 8 inches wide, and I'm going up to 7 1/2. And we want 7 1/4. I'm going to 8 3/4. You could put a magnet down. Yes, you sure could. 7 1/2. Whoops. 7 1/2. Now we know we want it to be right, 7 1/4. So we're going to take 1/8 of an inch off, make it that 7 3/8, and then I can turn it and make it 7 1/4. And now it's pretty even side to side. Now we need it to be 6 3/4 long. So again, I'm going to go 7 1/2. Seven. I'm going to have to lose a little of my established. And then we're going to cut it 6 7/8. And 6 3/4. And yeah, you'll lose some of your fun stuff, but you could also use this for the back for photos. Let's check our matting. It's still going to look good, but I want to ink the edges. And I'll use the potting soil. I think a brown, or if you had a green, there is a pine green that I'm pretty sure we still have some, would look really good. The Tim Holtz. I'm going up on the paper a little more than usual because you can with this design. Oh, Stacy. No, it was Stacy. Sorry. Yes, Stacy. And they are stickers. I will find out where she got them. They were so nice and little because I looked in Hobby Lobby, and you'd have to buy tons of sets of stickers in order to get all the dates because there was not enough. They're round. Yes, they're round stickers with numbers in them. So I did take a brown marker and just hand wrote mine, which, you know, you may not want to do, of course. Okay, So what we're going to do is we're going to do the matting and just decide which one you want to have on the outside. And of course, you could decorate the edges of this more, which I thought of doing, making it much more frilly. And man, Stacy, whip those babies out. Yes, you can, Denise. And I was going to actually try that today. Yeah, you definitely, I'm sure, can print the numbers. You can print them at 1/2 inch. 3/4 of an inch would probably be the limit, and then use your, or cut them, yeah, cut them with the Cricut, or use a round punch thing. So decide what you want on the outside. And I am still going to go with the hot cocoa because I can turn this around when we're done after Christmas. See, and it can still be a decoration. If I use Claus Bakery, well, it's still kind of Christmassy because once your boxes are all empty, then you can turn it around for the decoration. Isn't this so cute? Now, the thing to remember, this will flip up. So this has to be this way, or it will be upside down like mine. You know, I've never used the feature on Cricut, but I use my scan and cut, so I know I could draw the circles like that, and we could scan and cut. Hi, Sheila. This is part 2 of our Advent calendar, or Advent box. Part 1 is on my YouTube or in Scrapbookers. And I'm using the 8x8 Santa's Little Helper paper pen. Now, one thing I did not show, when you are putting the knobs on the front of your box, and this was one reason I did this not yet the day before, because I used E6000, and I knew if I didn't, then these would not be strong enough for us to work on it today. Okay, now I'm going to bend this over because we've got some bulk, and reburnish that, and let's get your box. So your hinge is going to sit on top, and then your matting piece will sit on top of that, and it hides it beautifully. So keeping this even, it's better to do it standing up. I'm going to now glue that down. Of course, center it. We're making sure it's side to side. And Let's just burnish that down a bit. And I'll spend just a little extra time on this hinge. See, now you've got a beautiful back. It doesn't look like just the boxes. And so it was mentioned, yes, you could definitely put a magnet here, and then it would hold it, but it stays. It's not going to open. I mean, when it's sitting there, it doesn't flap in the breeze or anything because it's heavy. Okay, for the top, if you have your piece that you did the matting on, I'm going to go ahead and put it down now because it's going to be easier to put it down now before we put our roof on. And I know I'm pretty close to the camera, so I do apologize if it looks too close and I'm getting glue everywhere. Now you can see how the hinge blends in nicely. And when giving it as a gift, it looks completely finished. Even though my spools are on here, I could paint them if I wanted, so you definitely can paint them. These might be a little bit harder to paint, but I think the natural looks great with this collection. So now let's do the roof. Remember, the two pieces I have are 2 7/8 by 3. They need to be the same width as our top and side because it's going to fit right there. And that's where we're going to be using a hot glue gun. Now, if you've got the smaller box, 7, larger box, the peaks are 8. And I kind of got my colors all messed up. So everything else was wrapped in red and green. I did this one in red here, and everything else in green, so I'll use the green. It's no big deal when it comes to this one, really. This is 5. I just rounded it up, or you could cut it at 4 7/8 if you don't want, it's just going to be about an inch apart. And it's 9 inches long on the cardstock. We have 2 of these. Yeah. Oh, you know what? You can ink them. Oh, I was going to show you that really quick. So yes, using even just this brown, I love this potting soil, and I have it in the store at Country Craft Creations. I love it. Yes, I can go back. Thank you for reminding me, Tanya. And they ink beautifully. And if you decide after you put them on, you want them inked, you certainly can. And you can go as light or as dark as you want. And then it really gives some of that distressing like the paper has. You can do a lot of fun things without really making a big mess. Okay, let's go ahead. And again, I'm just going to glue these down. Because it is glue, I'll just set it aside as I do the other one. glue. Set this aside and we'll repeat. Okay. Whoops. I got the wrong paper towels last time. They're not perforated. Excuse me. I'm really not tired. Just yawning. Okay, let's go back to our first piece. And now we can go ahead and fold everything over. Now, tomorrow I will be going live. I'm not sure what time, to give you guys a sneak peek of our warehouse boxes that are going on sale for Black Friday. And they are amazing. Tanya was here in the warehouse and we got those all put together, and she made sure everybody's had embellishments. I mean, they're full kits. You're going to absolutely love these. Great if you're in swaps for gifts. Gifts for your crafty friends. So you'll want to be sure and either replay that live or watch it with me. I don't know what time though. It'll be kind of one of those impromptu. Okay, let's get these. There we go. Okay, got those corners. Get everything glued down. And I did double mat my roof also. So we'll have to cut those pieces. Oh, hi, Stacy. Yeah, you go make dinner. I am so glad you popped in. It's a little chilly, so my glue's not quite wanting to grab as fast. Hi, Judy. Okay. going to repeat cutting out those corners. And if you're looking for tutorials to keep busy this Thanksgiving Day weekend, or this long weekend for Thanksgiving, don't forget we have YouTube Hop. And we're all going to be creating with the same paper collection, but different projects. So that's going to be fun. We've never done that before. And I haven't seen all the projects in complete, they're completed fashion, so I can't wait. It starts Friday, Black Friday. And you can see the schedule right here on my YouTube channel of all the designers. So if you aren't subscribed to their channel, you'll want to get subscribed so you don't miss, because there's going to be gift certificates for Country Craft Creations given away on Tuesday. I always dread this with the warm. Yeah, we've got the furnace running. We finally got the humidifiers out. This dry heat is just killing me. Till we all get adjusted to it. Okay. Now we've got all that done. We do want to mat these before we put them up. So I'll need the red. Again, just measure. So these are 2 7/8. Mine are 2 7/8 by 7. So I want to cut 2 pieces of my cardstock in red. And I'm going to cut mine at 2 3/4 by 6 7/8. And you want 2 of those. Oh, the dry air, RJ. The dry air is. Because the heaters are coming on. Okay, I have to cut my smaller ones over here. Yes, the dry air. I have to get used to it. So we actually have a huge humidifier. Utah's a desert, we've got lots of dry air here. Tanya can tell you that. She was dying when she was there. Okay. Check the fit. I like it. It's good. You know what, Sharon? I think I want the diffuser also so I can put, but then I worry about the animals. But I'm so sorry about the noise. Okay. If you recall, and I got things all mixed up, I want to use the trees. I've got more than one pad here. I've got quite a few pads because I have lots of projects that I want to do. And I have so many projects I want to do with my other Christmas papers. So So can you do, I can methylate, I'm wondering if I could diffuse methylatum with the dogs. So this is the back of the tag, but see how gorgeous those trees are. So you do have to cut them this way. And going to cut them at 2 5/8. And I'll cut 2 of them. I'm going to turn it because I want them both to be from the edge. There's a little bit of scroll work there. And I wanted them to kind of match. And then it'll go like so. And because, let's see, the red, cut it at 6 and I cut mine at 6 7/8. I don't want to cut my trees, so I'll cut this at 6 3/4. And we'll cut the second one 6 3/4. Okay, we can ink the edges. And put those down. Well, Sharon, I think because you've been around a lot, knowing my Wilbur, my vet's going to tell me nothing. I can't do anything because Wilbur, as you know, the problems we've had with that little guy, he's sensitive to everything. So I can just see right now the vet telling me nothing. Unfortunately. Well, no, I'd rather Wilbur. Uh-oh. Did I cut? Let's see. Something seems a little off. It is. I grabbed the wrong piece. Yes, I did. I cut the wrong piece. See, I got to talking instead of paying attention. It is 6 3/4. So I took the piece that I didn't mean to use, cut it down, and it's not fitting on the paper. But because I'm going to glue this down, I'll go ahead and glue it down first. I don't want to waste this piece. There's no sense in wasting it. We'll just glue the pattern paper to this other side. There we go. Okay. the right piece. Gosh. Okay. The earth must be on its axis or something. I mean, everything's going off crooked here. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to I want to turn the hot glue gun on. So really, this is really the best way to get this to stick. Girls, whisper just a little more. And I'll put this one on. And if you want, you can, I am going to glitter this, but I kind of like to glitter it once I get the crackle paste on, and I'll glitter it while it's a little bit wet. Okay, the hot glue gun needs to heat up. I should have had it on, but it's so nice, these Royale beads. So if you're looking for a Christmas present, and I don't sponsor them or anything, but this is great. You just change the battery. Just keep it away from your husband. He'll want your batteries, trust me. But it needs to get hot. It'll just take a few minutes. So I want to show you using this fabulous star. If you want to use the star and you're making your manger, or maybe you want to just, if you're making a loaded pocket and you want to put these on, you know how you can put them on the straws? These are great. These are the Sizzix. The sticker comes off and it's an instant shaker. But what I'm going to do is I want to put two of them together. I want to show you how you can use this for a star on the top of your manger. And I'm going to use, it's called Starlight. So it's a little bit thicker glitter. It's a little more chunky. And it has kind of a yellowish gold to it. I'm really trying not to get this all over my desk because I don't want it on the desk at this point. But I don't know if you can see some of the gold in there. So I want to take off the backing. This is the other beautiful thing about these. They come pre-stuck. Like your score tape, you just take this back off. And then you can stick this right down on your card. I did this with the Halloween album. And I'm going to fill it. You can fill it with your glitter. You can fill it with anything. Now, the more you fill it, of course, and with the star, I'm filling it a little bit more so that it has more substance to it. And you can add art glitter glue to this if you want it to be even more stuck. But once we stick these together, they're stuck. So really line them up. And I didn't have a straw, but I would have stuck it in there first. I'm just going to go in. So once you get it all put together, these with the shaker, isn't that adorable? Shake it around because the static electricity in there helps it to stick. Now, even if you're not just going to use this on the manger, let me put this down here. Still like to know where that drawer went. We can glue this right at the top. And you could put it in there right when we put in the crackle paste. And like I said, the stars. Oh, wait a minute. Are the star domes on? Oh, they are on. Okay. Well, you know what? Bonnie is really fast at getting these babies there. So they are on the website. And like I said, I could have filled this even fuller, but then it can be glued right at the top. And if you're using the paper from Echo Park, the Manger one, won't that be gorgeous? And then it sparkles. See that? So how fun are those? and it will stay together. They're very strong, the adhesive that they put on them. You had it 75 degrees, Tanya? Wow. We didn't, but it was pretty nice. So I put that aside, and we want to grab our box. Okay. And you can put, yes, you can. You can put the mini lights in the star. I should have shown you that. So, you know how we have the little mini lights? You put the mini lights in there, and you just want to run it back down through here, and then you can definitely hide the on and off switch, and it will be fabulous to put those little lights in here. And what I will do, I'm going to, like I said, I might be going live with you on Thanksgiving since we had our dinner on Sunday, and it's going to be kind of quiet here. Maybe we'll make another one and put the lights on the inside. How fun is that? Super fun. Okay. We are going to now place this, and you might have a little bit of an opening there, which is good. So I'm going to kind of lay it on the side. We're going to use hot glue, and it's ready. And thank you, Sally, for that reminder. Don't worry about it being messy. That's why we're adding snow. Okay, I got to bring it up. It's running, and I don't want it to run. Trees down. Like I said, I'm not really worried about it being a little bit messy because we are going to use snow there. We're going to have to hold this for a minute. Okay. I need to add something there so it can lean against it. Okay, let's do the same thing over here on the side. Goodness. Okay, get in there. I didn't do the bottom of my roof. We were supposed to mat that. Uh-oh. Okay. We'll get it. Okay, we're going to see those guys. So we're going to kind of let that sit for a minute because I goofed. See that inside? We were supposed to mat that. Good thing that hopefully you're not doing this. So let's take, I am going to use the back of the hot chocolate because I want these leaves, and it's 2 7/8. Nope. Excuse me. It's 2 3/4. By 6 7/8. Okay, this is a, thank you, Diane. This is a good time when art glitter glue is great to use. Get my glue gun back. Okay, there we go. I didn't have it in the mount. Okay, a little tricky, but we can do this. We can do this. I was just thinking if I can find my bottle of glue. It's up there holding things together, but it's pretty dry. Okay. I'm going to kind of bring this down here because I don't want to move it too much. But it is much better for you to get that on before we do that part. Again, there's snow up at the top. So if you get a little crooked, no worries. Now let's turn it over and repeat. Okay. In. Okay, that was fun. And that's done. But do that before. Okay, now we're going to bring these together. And you will just kind of push them to make them match. And I'm going to take my hot glue just along the edge of one. It will run. I know this is kind of hard to see, and you're going to kind of have a mess here. But you want to make sure they're together straight. Okay. And all we can do now is hold it for a minute. I'm going to put just another bead at the top. To hold that. I mean, you could be done now if you wanted. But now I want to add snow because I want snow here. I want it to kind of drop off the edges. Just kind of imagine where you would want snow. And then we're going to also go in there with glitter. So one thing I'm going to have handy is the Art Glitter Glue Spritzer. And this is like a mini air pump. It is the greatest thing on earth, you guys. Less mess. Nice, even sprays. Easy to fill. And we have angel dust. And there's plenty in stock. And this is going to give us such a nice, I mean, you can't see it, but the glitter just comes out in a beautiful fine mist. Okay. I'm going to start with the texture paste. Again, this is a crackle. You can use texture. You can, it doesn't have to be a crackle. I wanted that look. And then I've got just a popsicle stick. Mine's pretty old. It's getting really dry in some areas. So I'm actually going to take those off because they're kind of in the way. Just break them off and we'll have to throw them in the garbage because they're not usable. Okay. Like I said, this is a couple years old. It lasts a long time. Now, you can use your fingers if you want. So I'm going to start here on this seam. And again, I just want to put it on how I see snow. Now, I like this because it is thicker and it's more moldable than just using the snow. See, I can make peaks with it. I can't make those big peaks with snow. It won't stick, but I will go back and definitely put the snow on it to soften it when it dries. And I'm telling you, this is kind of where I like to use my finger. Well, that's kind of a hard piece. Yes, my fingers are going to get messy and I will have to go wash them, but I know that it's just going to go on better for me. See those? She could see the peaks. I mean, there's some good peaks there. Now, because I don't worry about getting snow kind of messy looking, because that's where the actual snow will come into place when all is said and done, and hide any of the other areas. And again, we're just going to add it. And it looks, I like it. It's thicker and it will wipe off. So let me just get the diaper wipe handy. Now, it's at this point, you can add some of your glitter. You might see it coming out. And I will add more later too. See, and then I know it's really hard to see. It's just kind of there to glisten. Now we want snow here. And you really do want snow because you want to cover our hot glue. And then I can bring it down here. I've got paper coming up. Sorry, my paper was lifting. And again, here, it is easier to smooth it around. It's kind of like a thick buttercream frosting. And then your snow is more like this stuff's more like your whipped cream icing. But you can make it so much thicker. You can really get those peaks up there. Can you go? There you go. Can you guys see that? I can get so much more peak out of it. I mean, big peaks. I know. I know. Yeah, don't lick your fingers. Okay. Now you can push it down push it down. Make it look like the snow is falling off. And it's going to stay here. My light's just terrible tonight. I'm going to get on the edges. Like I said, just envision snow rolling off the mountain or rolling off the chateau's rooftop. And on the sides. See, I just love this. It just sticks so much better. And then it will start crackling as it dries. And I am putting it on pretty thick. So now I'm at the front. And actually doing the snow, I think, takes longer than you're creating your box. We had an avalanche effect. Okay. Now let's work in the front. So you can just hold on to it. It's so thick. Now I have more of this coming in. Like I said, we haven't carried a lot of it, but now I'm seeing so many more uses for this stuff on our albums and everything. So then, you know, maybe some snow fell down here on the side. So anywhere you want your crackle paste. Now, okay, it is starting to dry, so I really don't want to touch that anymore. But I want to add a little bit more. About down here. I know it's hard to stay camerized here. I want some big peaks. Okay, and I need to come over here. We need to fill in this edge. I'm going to fill it in first. And I do apologize. I know it's hard to keep in camera. I'll get just a little bit more, and then I'll use my stick. Bring it down here on the sides. Let's just do a little cleanup here. Clean up on aisle 5. Okay, now I can do my peaks. Because you definitely don't want to just leave it, you know, smeared like that. You want those peaks. From the side, you can see that so much better. And I mean, I want it to look kind of rough there. So I can go back now. Can you see that glitter? I mean, you don't really even have to use anything else. But one thing that glitter glue was made on was that the glitter glue dries clear, so you can see the glitter, and I do want it to really stick in areas of my tree. So you can use a paintbrush, you can use your finger, because see those trees? And I'm going to spray it really quick. I want it to really stick. Now I think you can see it pretty good, can't you? Okay. No, I'm going to take a little bit of glue. Put it here on my trees. And it is actually drying. It's going to crackle quite a bit. And it dries nice and hard. There, can you see some of that crackling effect right here? So it looks like the snow, but if you want to go back over, which I do, this gives it a little more of a fluffy white. Pretty much. That bottle's just about dead. Snow. Now you're going to see the difference. See, it's pretty fluffy. It's a lot more like a marshmallow cream. And then I just went back over. I've got a little texture paste mixed on my spoon, and I dabbed it on there to give it a real swirly effect. And now that glitter is really going to stick in there. Basically, I'm just kind of touching it to give it this, gives it the softness. And then while it's wet, get that glitter on there. As little or as much as you want. And the texture paste is what gives it holding power on those beautiful snow peaks. And being wet, it's going to hold your glitter. Oh, isn't this fun to make? I just love it. I mean, I don't like to get in the messy all the time. But sometimes it's just fun. And as my texture paste continues to dry, it will continue to crackle. And I'll show you. You know how you see snow? It has real snow. I mean, this one's super dry. But see the crackling? So it looks like the snow did pull away. It just gives it a little real. So it's not just super white and fluffy. If that makes sense. And then go back over anywhere you feel needs it. And you can also do it after it, you know, totally dries. And you can keep adding more glitter. This thing is so wonderful. You need to pick it up if you haven't. We've got plenty in stock, and we just got more in. And then we've got the twinkling snow on the sides. Just enough to look at, like, you know, that new fallen snow, and you just go out and see it for the first time in the sunlight. Yep, our favorite, right? Okay. This can just plain old go in the garbage. I should have cleaned this up first. Snow won't harden like what you see with the texture paste. I do want to clean that off though. And like I said, I've had this for about 2 years. It lasts forever. But we're almost at the end of it. Okay, now a couple of things I want to show you. If you do get paste back here, just go ahead and clean it up. It'll come right off. That's a wet wipe. And if you need to clean up here, I'm going to grab the little goodies, and I found the box because Sally had said do not hot glue. Okay, you can glue these in. You don't have to. Some cute little things that I found while I was shopping with Sally. Some of them you may want to take off. You may have to make them shorter, of course, to fit. But I have to show you. They're at the bottom of my box, of course. I thought this was really cute. But remember the Gingerbread House? Now again, let me show you on the other one that's dry. So this is a wider peak, but you don't have to. The other one works fine. I had bought the Gingerbread House. I know it's hard to show you. And this came in a set, and I believe we found this one at, oh goodness, did we find either TJ Maxx? No, we found this at Hobby Lobby over by the miniature trees. So let me kind of just lay it in here to show you. And then we have the little gingerbread man, or you can use a tree. And it has welcome friends. Put in front of the house. Now, for the manger scene, of course, this one is not the right paper, but we have Joseph and Mary. Again, found it at Hobby Lobby. That can sit on the top there. And these darling little things were at Hobby Lobby. The Christmas trees. Santa's sleigh. And I know we have baby Jesus in here. There he is. And so he can sit at the top by using the manger paper. Wouldn't that be just adorable? And then that's where the star with the lights. You can even, I don't think you'd be able to hot glue this. This will not, that will not work. So, you can put that scene there. You can get Christmas trees. I mean, we went foraging and we found lots of cute miniatures, especially at Hobby Lobby, that you can use inside of that peak. Darling little Christmas trees were they're 86 cents, holiday time. And I got another Santa Claus. Okay, I have the lights. Okay, this was one of the stars that we took out of one of the ornaments that we got at Hobby Lobby. Let me show you how fun this is. So we bought these at Hobby Lobby and then cut the star. This was in the center to use. Also, you can use that at the top. Now, while your snow is wet is a good time to stick it in the snow if you want it to become permanent. Because now it will stay there. Isn't that pretty? Or you could do your other star, or you can change your mind. Because you won't hurt that stuff. And we'll just clean that off, save it for next time. But on this one, oh, and then here is the little lights. I didn't realize they were in there. So let's go ahead and grab. Sorry, I got so many toys here. Let's grab our lights. And actually, they were wound up pretty good. So these are the lights that I sell in the store at Country Craft Creations. And you can wind them. They are on a wire. Yes, you can make your own star, definitely with that gold mirrored cardstock. So let's put that in. Now you can fill it with glitter or snow. Bring that in a little bit more. Hold those down. I'm not going to actually glue these together because I don't want to. It's not how I'd want it to sit. But this wire is thin enough. It'll go right into your adhesive. Watch this. Oh, look at this, guys. How cute is this? Let me turn this one off. And then you would just hide your wire. Isn't that adorable? I love it. So many fun things you can do to personalize this. No, we don't want to lose those because those little shaker pieces are so awesome. I'm going to open my wires here. I mean, you don't want to tie them in a knot. You want to be as careful. I mean, you still want to be a little careful. Those wires will break, but you're going to want to pick up a couple of sets of these. And I have more coming in. I just know that things are going to be just a little bit slow because with the post office closed on Thursday. Okay. So if you want to put a tree there, let's go ahead and cut him off. Bring it down the back. And then you could have your Christmas tree lit, which this, yeah, it's very cute inside of there. Love it. Don't you guys love the lights? They are so adorable. And then you just have this little wire box. You just hide it. And I think we're just going to leave that there. I definitely am going to use that on something, but we've got to have the cute little gingerbread men. Let me see if I can, you know, our little gingerbread people. So definitely you can just sit them on top, or you can hot glue them. Little boy and girl. And then we've got the red fence. This came as a whole set, so I can use either side of the fence. I'm trying to get it at an angle sort of so you can see. We did it straight on so it was easier to see, but you guys get the idea that way. And I knocked my snow off. It wasn't quite dry, so we'll smoosh him back on. And I'll redo it just a little bit. I'll just have to redo that piece. And that is our Advent box. Now, I got some other things I want to show you too to fill your boxes with. I just have to go grab them. I'm sorry, I pulled it out. And because I lost the box, oh, I found the box. Oh no, I stepped on the box. I killed it. I'll have to get another box. Okay, at least we now know where our box is. So I picked these up at Sam's Club. So depending on who you're filling your box for, if you're filling it for kids, husbands, pets, or dogs, these are perfect. The Hershey's miniatures, and you can even put more than one in there if you want. Depends on how much you like him. Just kidding. Put a couple in there for each day. And if you've got the grandkids and maybe there's more than one grandchild, then you might want to put, 2 or 3 in there. Or if you're doing it for your dog, his pet treats, we'll put 3 in there. They hold quite a bit. No, the poor box died. And of course, as you're putting them in, you're going to want to eat, you want to eat a couple. I don't like crackers, but I do like chocolate. we have to have a chocolate. We did all this work. So we'll just go through. We'll fill the boxes, eat the candy as we go. That's kind of like drinking the wine, you know, as you're cooking. And look how pretty the festive colors are. I got bawled out by Sally. I was going to use Halloween candy. She got mad. But it was left over. But that's okay. I'll eat those. Now, how fun is it year after year to be able to fill this? See, I can get 3 in there. So you can get toys. You could even put money. At least that is true. Fill the boxes. Like I said, maybe you just want 1 piece in there. But this bag has an awful lot of candy in it. Oh, what's this one? Oh, see how cute the wrappers are? I'm just randomly grabbing Mr. Goodbar. Those are my favorite. We'll put all green in this one. Okay, that kind of is cute, isn't it? Let's put all red. Now, as soon as this dries, it is ready to go. Uh-oh. We can't have candy on the floor with dogs. But I'll have to find it after we're done. And then I'll look at, so yeah, we should have gone themed here. All red, all gold. And there goes more candy on the floor. Just watching for dogs. Wow, I'm impressed at how much these little boxes hold. Oh, let's put another one in there. Okay, and there we have it. Now, the only thing missing, of course, are numbers. You can do numbers. You can leave it off. Some mentioned, again, using your Cricut. It was very hard to cut the numbers. They weren't cutting very nice. So you can write them on, which I did using a brown pen for here. I just wrote those numbers on, and there you have it. So that is the completion of our Advent box for this year. I hope you enjoyed making it. Or again, you can see, well, it was what, 4 or 5 years ago, and Stacy posted on Scrapbookers how I did the other style. Lots to choose from. And then Jennifer on our design team, Jennifer Palmer, she did the wreath with the boxes. So you can also make the wreath. Absolutely adorable. Boxes are at countrycraftcreations.com. So you don't even have to make your boxes, and they're chipboard. So having the chipboard boxes makes this super, super sturdy. And this box is heavy once you get the candy in there. I hope you guys enjoyed making this with me, and I can't wait to see your boxes. So be sure to post them on Scrapbookers, Country Craft Creations, so we can see your finished box. And don't forget to pick up your lights. You're going to want Christmas lights. Isn't that cute on this little tree? I just love it. You know, you could actually put the tree out here on the snow. You could do so many fun things. Thank you, everybody. And hey, I will see you probably Thanksgiving, but for sure Saturday, I will be live creating my Remember the Time project with you for our hop. Good night, everybody.